Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. We're nearing the US Open. Will Novak play? We don't know yet. Time will tell. It's a confusing and a bit crazy situation, which is what the world has been for a few years, so we're getting used to this. But let's look at the positives and see what is going on, what players are performing. Taylor Fritz is one of those guys that have been having an amazing period of tennis, beat Kyrgios pretty effortlessly. Kyrgios is getting tired. He's really putting an effort this season, probably the first season he's really going all in, it seems like, and it's been paying dividends for him. But against Taylor, he looked like he's been playing a bit too much tennis. Hopefully he's back in shape for the US Open, but Taylor Fritz definitely a guy to watch, possible contender for the Grand Slam. Rafael Nadal was back in action. He played against Borna Coric. Coric, as you might know, he has been plagued by injuries for years, and yeah, you have to feel for him. It's been a tough going for him, but now he's back and he beat Nadal for the third time. Nadal was a bit rusty, but Coric was the better player, played excellent tennis. He was sporting a new cosmetic for his P25 Pro stock. I don't have the specs. He's using what looks like All Power or All Power Rough paired with Natural Gut in the crosses, but he's using a 100 square inch 1619 Pro stock in a new Ultra version 4 cosmetic. So the new Ultra will be released, as far as I understand, in September. It will have a little bit of a thinner beam, a bit more flex, which is a good thing because the previous Ultra was not to my liking personally. I think it was pretty stiff and didn't have any kind of dampening or tech in it. So 45 braid and a thinner beam, I think, should do the trick. Could be a very interesting frame. So new Ultras to look forward to. Ayla Tomjanovic using it, and obviously she's using her old racket, the N Tour or H Tour. I'm not sure about that one, but 1620-95, slightly extended. Popular on the Pro Tour still. And you've seen Victoria Azarenka with her H25 Pro stock. And you've also seen Kei Nishikori. So the Ultra users are out and using the new cosmetic, and it should be revealed and for sale in September. Talking about Azarenka briefly leads us to Emma Raducanu. Raducanu was very hyped after she won the US Open, understandably so. Sometimes the hype train goes too fast and the player can't catch up, and she did struggle for a while. Now, with these faster courts, faster balls that they have in the US tournament round to the US Open, she is thriving. She beat Serena Williams, bagling her in one set, beat Azarenka 6-love, 6-2 or something like that. Impressive performance by Raducanu, definitely one of the key contenders for the US Open. She knows she can play well in these conditions, and she loves these faster, lighter balls. One that has complained about that is Iga Swiatek. She doesn't like that they use different balls, and for her game, with her massive topspin and rotation on the ball, heavy ground strokes, those lighter balls might fly a bit more. She might not get the weight of shot that she's used to, and she's struggling a little bit more. And we've seen that in her results. She's definitely not an unquestionable number one at the moment. She's been struggling a bit on the hard courts. Yeah, she complained about the balls here in the States. While, for example, Madison Keys playing aggressive baseline tennis like Raducanu, taking the ball early, really utilizing these lighter balls to their advantage. And that's one of the beauties of tennis, that the different surfaces, conditions, tennis balls, whatever, it's fun. I think it's a good part of tennis that you have your favorite surface, favorite ball combination, whatever, and you need to adjust to these surfaces. And some players can adjust to any surface, it seems like, but some struggle a lot. So what do you think about these lighter balls for the women's versus heavier balls for the men's tournament? Let me know in the comments below. Andy Tan is a guy who usually sends me some interesting things he has spotted on the different tours. You saw Dominic Thiem using the new barricades, other guys that try the new barricades, Murray and Tsitsipas, for example. There's a review on my channel, so check that out. I did a collaboration with Tennis Warehouse for that one. One player to watch, Ben Shelton, impressive rise. This kid has power. I think American tennis is doing great. You see players like Nakashima, Brooksby, different variety of players, but if you want an Alcaraz style player that hits with a lot of pace, Yannick Sinner, Alcaraz, I think it's the new wave, can generate so much power on both wings. Ben Shelton is one of the guys to watch. His father was a high-ranked ATP player, I think top 50, 60, and he definitely has a huge potential and played some impressive matches, beat Casper Ruud, for example. So this guy is going places if he keeps this up. And he's using a Yonex VCore Pro 97 HD, 1820 pattern, pretty control-oriented frame with some heft on it. And he strings it with Yonex Polytor Fire, 52 pounds. I don't know the weight specs, balance, that stuff. So if you do, let me know in the comments below. It could be a stock frame because the VCore Pro 97 HD is a pretty hefty frame with a decent swing weight. So it's usable on the Pro Tour, I would say. I mentioned Fritz briefly. He has spoken out about the test now, the trial they're doing with the on-court coaching. He's definitely against it, thinks it's a dumb idea. He thinks a player should figure it out on their own. I've talked about this briefly before, but it's a hot topic. So what do you think in the comments? I'm curious to hear. I definitely see both points of view. That it's an interesting concept to try for a bit, see how it affects audience interaction and the players. But overall, the Fritz perception, I think, rings true, is that this is an individual sport. You need to figure it out. That's part of the challenge of being a professional tennis player. And I kind of like that he's open about his views, and he's pretty clear on this one. So let me know what you think. The Pure Aero 98 is something I've gotten a lot of questions about. When is it out? When will my review be here? Pure Aero 98, the one that replaces the VS, will be out in January, so we have to have some patience. Might be a pre-order Christmas gift or whatever, but this racket will be interesting. It will be the Aero VS with these flax fibers that they have in the new Pure Aero, which I thought was a good move, and I think Babolat did some smart adjustments for the Aero, and I hope that also goes for the VS, although that is tougher to improve in my opinion, but we will see what they have done. I would guess a minor improvement, but in January, we will know. I hope to get a demo and be able to review that. We should also mention that the teams have been announced in part for the Laver Cup. This is the 4th edition of the Laver Cup, played in London. Ticket prices are outrageously expensive. I would like to go as press, but I'm not sure if they would allow a blogger guy like Mr. Tennis Nerd to attend in that capacity. But great event. I went in 2019, really loved it. In Geneva, I saw only one day there, but it was very impressive. The way the production and the feeling of the tennis, very exciting event. So I would love to go again. If you've been, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. But my concern with this event, the Laver Cup, is that the teams are a bit uneven. And now for this generation, we will have Djokovic, Murray, Nadal and Federer in one team, Team Europe. That's going to be a very impressive and hard team to beat. Team Europe has won the 3 previous editions. Not super easy every time, but it's a bit of a worry that they will have this strong team, and now it would be a 4th win for Team Europe. And then they kind of lose a little bit of the value of this competition, which I think is a great idea. It looked like a spectacle at first, but it seems that people are really warming to it. But we have these one-sided results, it's going to harm the event. So we'll see what Team World can come up with. Maybe they pull off the upset, but it looks unlikely with this kind of dominating team on Team Europe's side. So what do you think about this Laver Cup and the difference in the different teams? I don't know if there are any things you can do about it, but yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. But fun to see Roger, Rafa and Novak on the same team. Thanks to Fuzzy Yellow Balls and their brilliant app. They have a really nice app out there with a module called Crush It, which is all about the kinetic chain, how to use the different parts of your body in the swing, on the serve, the backhand and the forehand, how to maximize the output you get on that stroke. And the serve module is free, so check that one out. The numbers correspond to the body part that you need to activate. And there's a very nice video on each part, so you can really take each in isolation and try to improve your serve in the most scientific way possible. Very good app, serve module for free, app for free. Use the link in the description and check that one out, called Crush It from the Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Also thanks to Player Court, that offer a platform to find a coach or a hitting partner, and you get 50% off using my link. That's also in the description. If you want to support the work I do and the channel, please use the links in the description if you purchase any services or products. Really appreciate that. Thanks for all your support, guys, and have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.